Well, 16 years ago, my then husband and me moved to Portugal and we bought a farm here. And we had dairy sheep for a long time. And 7 years ago, he decided this was not the place to be for him. In the meantime, we had a daughter together. She's 12 now. And I stayed together with our daughter. He went back to Holland. We get on well, but I'm living here on my own. 4 years ago, I was invited for a big to-do, a big gathering of all the Dutch farmers, which we have every year. And the Dutch embassy had invited somebody from Holland, a consultant, to give a talk, a presentation about a subject which all the farmers really love. And a friend of mine knew him and she introduced me to him. And that was fine. So over the summer, that was in May, and over the summer we talked and we had some email interaction. It was principally about job, because I was doing a PhD at that time and he was very much into the same subject as I was studying. So it was really great. And then in September we met again. In Portugal again, he came over for a symposium and I went there too, so we met again. And the same friend who had introduced me to him back in May asked me if he could stay for a couple of days with me on my farm, because her house was full principally. And I said, yeah, sure, no problem. So he came and stayed for 4 days with us. And in those 4 days we talked a lot and we got on really well. We had a lot of the same interests and the same hobbies, and we were getting on really well. And after 4 days, I guess we were in love, both of us. So that's when the relationship started. And my daughter got on well with him and he loved her as well. She was 8 by that time. And we were really, I thought we were a happy family. And one of the things which came very soon into the relationship was the idea that we could go out together on a long-term assignment abroad somewhere, to earn money and to kind of bring our retirement to an earlier stage so we could be together, because we would have been in a long-distance relationship for most of the time, because he was working in Holland and I had my farm here. And I was so happy that that seemed to come closer and closer. And one time it was almost there and it didn't materialize, so that was a bit of a disappointment. But we were still going strong and going steady, and that was really what we wanted, and what he said he wanted, and what I said I wanted. So we were really, enthusiastic both about it, that we would in the end be a family, going out together, living somewhere in an abroad country or city, and have jobs and have family life together. So after a while of being in a relationship, finally the big moment was there, and he phoned me and said, I have this job I can probably get. It's far away, it's in a neighboring country of Afghanistan, but it's a safe place, it's a nice place, we can live there together as a family. Do you want to come with me? And of course I said yes, because that was what I was dreaming of, being a family and being together wherever. And the moment came, he went first and we went after a month, and I set up things. I had to organize somebody to take care of the farm, and I had to take my daughter from school, and she loved it and she was really enthusiastic about it. So we organized it all. We had the school books, we had everything, we packed our bags and we went on the plane and we went there. And after 3 days we were together in the guest house, and one night he said, I have to talk to you. And that's when he told me he didn't love me enough for us to be a family and to be together there. And I don't really remember how I reacted. I think I was in a total shock. And my daughter says that I just started crying and I didn't stop crying anymore. And I think that was actually the truth. Now, 6 months before that day, that fatal day in November, I had seen Douglas. And I had asked Douglas to help me to find a solution for the trouble that Josephine, my daughter, had at school, because she was being bullied. And to my great, total shock, total disbelief, Douglas told me that the trouble was my relationship, that if I would finish the relationship with my boyfriend, my daughter would be fine at school. And I did not believe him. And he went on and he said, this man is not the man you think him to be. He seems somebody from the outside, which he is not at the inside. And I guess I was stubborn, or I was too much in love, because we had this perfect relationship. And I didn't believe him. And I started to rationalize, and I thought, well, maybe he made a mistake in the interpretation, or maybe the relationship has to change or has to shift, or maybe we're doing some things the wrong way around. But there was not even a little part of me which believed that Douglas was actually right, that he wasn't the person he appeared to be. Anyway, even after him telling me that he didn't love me enough to be a family, we still stayed in this relationship. And thinking back, I don't really know why. I guess I had hopes that he would turn around and realize that he was making a mistake, that actually he did love me, and actually we were meant to be, and actually we had this great family and we were getting on so well. But it didn't happen, and a couple of months later he came on leave to Holland and he invited me over to go there too. So we went, my daughter and I went there, and I asked him, I kind of confronted him and said, but how is it possible? How can we talk for years about going out together, being a family, even buying houses, really kind of, you're the love of my life. I mean, how many times did he tell me? We had engagement rings. It was all really, really like, okay, this is it, we found it. How can it be that from one moment to the other you just lose all of that? And what he then said, that hit me as a brick, because he said, I am not the same person anymore. Then I was somebody and now I'm somebody else. And that's when Douglas' words came, I mean, hammering in my head. He is not the person that he seems to be. And ever since I've regretted the fact that I didn't believe Douglas, because if I would have believed him and if I would have taken action, my life would have been much easier, because there was a lot of agony, a lot of sadness, a lot of tears. And not only for me, but also for my daughter.